voting for Labour. Alright, me and me neighbor. Bring them. We voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor. We voting for Labour. Oh yes. For Labour. Jump and shout. It's all about. We shall have the victory. We are gonna make that change. Yes, we will now. Jamaica need a chance to turn their lives around. We are gonna make that change. Tell them again, there's got to be a better way. Oh yes, we are gonna make that change. Jamaica need a chance to turn their lives around. We are gonna make that change. Come on, me and me neighbor. All right, voting for Labour. Oh yes, me and me neighbor. Voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor. Voting for Labour.
Good evening, Liberates, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Good evening, my people. Good evening to the P6 crew and good evening to the P6 nation. Now, I've been at work all day, guys, and I miss most of the happenings that happened today. So I was literally catching up, but I wanted to talk about Peter Phillips. I had gained a bit of respect for him over the last couple of days, and I must say that I have now lost said respect for him. Peter Phillips, has proven to be a creature of habit, and he has not, or he did not choose the Jamaican people. And for what Mark Golding and Peter Bunting did to Peter Phillips, and to see him standing beside Mark Golding today, trying to maximize and something that is not illegal, trying to maximize. Because what happened today, my people, today was not about a protest and protesting against, Dennis Chung. Today was literally a People's National Criminal Organization rally. They were trying to rally the bases and rally their support up there in Kingston. But, big failure, empty barrels make a lot of noise, And we got one clip from Cliff Hughes that I want to play for us this evening. And we will dissect that and we will talk about it a bit further. Tell me if you not see me properly and tell me if you not hear me properly in the comment section. Good evening, Navlet and Lloyd Riley, big up yourself. Monica Campbell, big up yourself. Good evening to Shanice Daz. Good evening, baby. We're going, before we get to the clip, just tell me if you not see me properly and tell me if you not hear me. Alright, yes, you not see me and not hear me. Alright, cool. Let's get to the clip. And the phone lines will be open this evening, guys. So the moderator will put the number in to the chat. Right? So let's play the clip from Cliff Hughes.
From that shot is a political battle now that has been joined because the JLP leader and Prime Minister respond.
Guys, you know, get me some thumbs up now. 59 away and we have 9 thumbs up. If we have 59 thumbs up at least. See? So now hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen, hit the thumbs up and get me to 50 thumbs up. That's what we are asking for per live. 50 thumbs up. Please, guys.
Did last night.
Patricia,
vigorously.
Big up yourself. Glenville, big up yourself.
And in that speech, he called on Laborites to get up and no longer play dead. Yeah? That they should stop playing dead. Yeah? And that has increased the political temperature significantly in the country. There you have images of the comrades at Hero Circle. What you're not seeing from that shot is that there are laborites to the south of that, in the vicinity of the Ministry of Education. Yeah? We're hoping to get some video of that. But the PNP this morning, reacting to the Prime Minister's strong response last night, accused him of inciting violence. This is the PNP General Secretary this morning, accusing the government because of the Prime Minister's response last night. After he, Dayton Campbell, declared a 72-hour ultimatum, the Prime Minister, so he's now saying, oh, you're inciting violence.
And the wicked
Listen.
the people them that this.
My fellow Jamaicans, this is Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party. I speak to you today on the right side of democracy, and I must condemn in the strongest terms the reckless, inflammatory statements made by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. At a JP rally, he incited his supporters to peaceful citizens protesting corruption. He called us agents of badbainism and urged laborites to protest in their workplace, in the market, wherever they are. This isn't leadership. It's a dangerous incitement. Jamaica knows the bloodshed political violence brings. For our Prime Minister to fuel division in markets, workplaces, and streets, it's irresponsible. It endangers lives. But hear this clearly. The PNP's protest today and always will be peaceful, lawful, and principled. We will not be threatened or distracted from demanding accountability. To civil society, the private sector, the international community, hold the Prime Minister responsible. These words aren't just reckless, they undermine democracy itself. We stand for Jamaica's safety, for justice, for institutions free of intimidation. Join us. Stand firm. We will not go back to the dark days being encouraged by the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party.
Dayton Campbell, the PNP General Secretary.
No, before we listen any further to confuse the people, let me just say, there's 104 of us, guys. So please get me to 50 thumbs up. Please hit the 3 dots in the right-hand corner of your screen and hit the thumbs up button. Get me to 50 thumbs up quick and fast. Now, Dayton Campbell almost sound like a comedian, my people. Dayton Campbell is trying to say that our Prime Minister is inciting violence by telling Jamaicans to stand up for their country. Is this not the same Dayton Campbell that we saw 72 hours ago saying that he's giving this government 72 hours or else? Is this not the same Dayton Campbell we just listened to? There's 116 of us now, guys. Please get me to 50 thumbs up, please. This is a vertical live, so you have to hit the 3 dots in the right-hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs up button. And please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. And moderator, could you please put in the number into the chat, please? So, guys, save the number and call me on WhatsApp. You can't call me straight. It is a WhatsApp number. You can only call me on WhatsApp. See?
That was this morning. Well, the Prime Minister in that speech yesterday noted that there is now a battle on for the minds of Jamaicans.
Government, especially if you are achieving and you are doing well, governments have to constantly place the achievements in front of the people, even if there are those who would want to reject them. But not only that, we have to give you hope and show you what more is to come, how better things are going to be. The opposition is going to point you to the bottom of the glass. to show you how bad things are, to say things are not getting better. In other words, there is a battle for your minds. One is going to be negative, and the government is going to be positive. Now, what do we know about nature, about life? So a man thinketh. If you know, listen, the word is powerful. We have a pastor here who came and prayed. The word is not wind, you know. The word is energy. And if you speak negative things, it will materialize. So I don't talk negative about anybody, and I don't wish bad on people because I don't have a bad mind.
So before we go any further, I'm just telling you what we are doing tonight. So, you know, I was surprised to see Peter Phillips, you know, at the protest and saying what, you know, he had said. But we want people to call in this evening and tell me how they feel about Peter Phillips and Mark Golding and the PNP. See? So that is, you know, what we want to do this evening. We want persons to call in and tell me how they feel. And PNP, if you're not upon a live, feel free. You know, we can reason. We don't have to be disrespectful to each other. So if you're a PNP, a moderate PNP, even if you're a Rise United PNP and you want to voice your concern, please call the number, call on WhatsApp, and we can chop it up. See?
And that is why it puzzles a lot of people that I don't get into any argument. I just keep saying the good things that we have done. Where we have fallen down, we acknowledge and commit to do better. But we will not be distracted by the negative, by the lies, by the falsification, by the manufactured crises that the PNP is trying to push in your attention. Our party will continue a positive message, and our party will continue to be focused on the good, on our achievements.
Prime Minister Holdness last evening. And it's 18 minutes going up to 11. We have some more footage now from Hero Circle. And apparently there are some counter protesting going on. There it is. This is from some GLP supporters to the southern end of Hero Circle. And there's a placard there. You have 72 hours to tell us what you know. Where is your birth certificate? That is supposed to be an image of Mark Golding's birth certificate. And Mark Golding is being told, you have 72 hours to tell us what you know about your birth certificate. So you see, blow for blow, jab for jab, thump for thump. Punch for punch. Yeah, this is where we are now. Yeah? All right. Do we take the break? What are you going to give me now, Nora? Tell me what to do. Okay, we have now some more video coming in. This is from Steve McGregor, the PNP's candidate for Central Kingston, and where the protest is taking place in a smack on the border of Central Kingston and West Kingston. Yeah, Allman Town, Central Kingston across the road, and to the left, going north, is West Kingston, Fletcher's Land. Here's what McGregor said a short while ago.
Is there some clock was tied in the proximity of where we will be standing? We applied for permission, got the permission from police. We don't know from my information, nobody from the other side applied for anything like this. So we're going to do
There in proximity of where we are, that's just out of order. Is that now? Is that?
So what is happening, guys? You know, some persons had went out and tie up green cloths and the light poles, and they're cutting them down and removing them. For what? That is so silly. You're protesting, go about your business. And Steve McGregor is like a big baby. I'm big bullfrog like Peter Phillips. I'm not goalie. Anyways, you know, we continue.
Keep on rolling the video. Let me explain to you what is happening here. Apparently, early this morning, when the protesters turned up, yeah, all the light poles, yeah, in the vicinity of the Ministry of Finance on the eastern end of Hero Circle were dripped in green flags, or not flags, green fabric. Yes, that's the word, fabric. And the PNP now, their supporters see them there trying to remove the green fabric. I tell you, politics. Yeah, so that is what's happening on the road. Yeah, and if to the west of Hero Circle, I gather the Labour right side, that vicinity near Crab Circle, while the comrades are on the other side of the circle. Stay with us. We're watching Belmont Road. What's going to come from Belmont Road now? You hear what has been coming from the comrades at Hero Circle. When the people at Belmont Road begin, we'll let you have that as well.
And by the way, guys, let me just say to Labourites, please do not get in any kind of altercation or violence with the PNP, because this is what they want, to blame our Prime Minister. Because now that our Prime Minister said we should protest, and we saw Dayton Campbell this morning trying to take that out of context, trying to say that the Prime Minister is inciting violence after he was the one who gave a 72 hours ultimatum, saying that, you know, and by the way, I get to understand that less than 200 persons turn up for the PNP's political rally this evening, you know, so there weren't a lot of great amount of people there, my people, you know, and the Labourites did turn out in counter anti-protest. And there's 153 of us, guys. When I get me to 50 thumbs up now, and please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See, we continue to listen to Cliff Hughes. We're going to look a breakdown because I have something I want to say about Peter Phillips, Mark Golding, obviously, you know, and I believe I saw somebody else there that I want to address.
Heroes Park, where hundreds of supporters of the opposition People's National Party, led by their leader, Mark Golding, and former leader, Dr. Peter Phillips, you see them there, yes, having a good time.
For persons who don't understand how to give the live a thumbs up, it is a vertical live, so hit the 3 dots in the right-hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Please, guys, we're on the road to 7,500K. See? Or 7,500, sorry. So, yeah.
Making their point, calling for the removal of Dennis Chung as the appointed head of the chief technical, or being the chief technical director of the Financial Investigations Division. Are we getting some audio from that? Let's listen. All right, so that's the sights and sound from the PNP demonstration in Hero Circle. It's
old people, yes, the old people, yeah, them a Jamaica problem. Them a Jamaica problem. Old people, them are why we not develop further than what we develop now. We should have further than now, but because of the old people, yeah, hold on for the PNP and now let them go. But we continue to listen to Cliff Hughes, my people.
10 minutes going up to 11 o'clock. We're giving you complete coverage of the battle over the appointment of Dennis Chung to be the Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division. All right. We're going to go back to some of the audio from the weekend from the West Central Jail.
So before we go back to the Prime Minister, because a lot of us heard that already, seeing but Cliff is giving us a theme synopsis, right? Now, for anybody that heard about the report that the Prime Minister was talking about, that the Prime Minister told us to go and research, from what me and the team is seen so far, is that the PNP in the 1970s, in 1976 when the PNP won the election, they set out on a mission. They went out on a mission to, to place PNP in every leadership position in Jamaica. What we are seeing today in Jamaica today, this protest about Dennis Chung, is because for once, this person heading up a massive organization is not a PNP, and the PNP can't bear my people. They can't bear if you know, say, somebody that is not one of them, or somebody that is neutral, is in a position, and they have no control over that place no more. That is the issue that we find ourselves with in Jamaica today. Because the PNP, although the Jamaica Labour Party is in power, you don't see how they operate, you don't see how they behave like a them still run things. Because they are used to having their people in NWO, NWA, Water Commission, Parish Council, NSWMA, they used to having their people in all of the big places. Daniel Archer, like I told you guys, PNP, the lady from Jump, PNP, a lot of them. And because finally the Jamaica Labour Party get to choose one person, just one person to head up one place, it is a big, massive problem to the PNP. Absolute disgrace.
From the West Central JLP meeting, where they were presenting Marlene Malahoo Fort and confirming her as a candidate for the party in West Central St. James. And the JLP leader says Labourites are now operating from new and improved standards. He urged Jamaicans to make the right choice.
There was a time when the playbook of the PNP used to make Labourites afraid.
I'm afraid again.
Is a different Labourite you're looking on today.
Yes.
Labourites are proud of their party. There was a time when the PNP used to appeal to something called nationalism, and they could influence well-thinking Jamaicans. But you know what? There are more Jamaicans who are in the middle. They are observing. They are not really wedded to anything politically, but they are more rational. They are more looking for who can deliver results. There are results.
Yes. Yes, for the person who say JLP government did not appoint Chung. Yes, we didn't appoint Chung. But the PNP are the ones who usually appoint someone. So they are the ones who they didn't get to appoint Mr. Chung now. And that is the uproar. This government did not appoint him. A board that both government and opposition approved. And this board is etched into our constitution, my people. We can't remove them. See? Golden and Andrew Holness get to choose these people. See? And we can't remove them constitutionally. Right? So, in a sense, both of us, both parties, pick Mr. Chung. See? But the PNP normally have their people in everywhere, leading everything. See, just like how they have their people pack up in the Integrity Commission, they have their people in the NIA, they have their people in JUMP, they have their people all over Jamaica. See what is happening now, that the time has come now for those persons to disappear, and we are now putting in persons who should be there, who is, and the JFJ as well, who is qualified for these jobs. Because what the PNP does, whether you're qualified or not, my people, as long as you identify as a PNP, you can become a school principal while you never teach a classroom a day in your life. You can become a police commissioner while you never go to police college a day in your life. This is how the PNP operate, right? You do not have to have a degree. You don't even have to have one subject. As long as you're a PNP, that qualifies you for a big, massive position in some kind of entity that they can deem to use later on to their advantage. This is how the PNP operate. They're a communist government. See? So we continue to listen to Cliff.
Because they have heard all the...
I soon read the comments them, my people. I soon read the comments them. So now just go and jot them. I'll go over them and I'll read them. Moderator, put back in number. Guys, if you don't have something to say, you can call in for the program as well tonight. See? The phone lines are open. And there's 183 of us, so get me to 100 thumbs up, please. So remember to hit the 3 dots in the right-hand corner, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See?
Arguments before, they have heard the promises before. And so what it comes down to, who can make it better for me? Who can make it better for my country? And you can come with promises, good intentions, but you know where is paved with good intentions. A lot of people are smart about that. So they look on track record. And which political organization has the track record of delivering the benefits for the people of Jamaica? It is those people who are smart that the future is the result of choices made now. The future, my friends, is not a mystery. The future is not waiting to happen. The future make a decision now. And you have some decisions to make. Both my family here and my family listening and my entire Jamaican family. Each and every one of you, you have a decision to make today about what your future is likely to be. And I say to you, choose wisely. Choose rationally. Don't choose bad mind.
Nope.
That's the Prime Minister last evening in Montego Bay, yes? And the situation on the ground, the comrades are still at the Hero Circle. The Labourites, I gather, are about to begin their media briefing at Belmont Road, yes? Part of this issue, though, with the appointment and the accusations, Mr. Chung is an expert in accounting, finance, with considerable experience. He has also been a well-known public commentator.
Yep.
He has been one of the few Jamaicans to have been asked to serve on boards, a number of state boards, by both JLP and PNP administrations.
Exactly.
Yes? PNP and JLP administrations. And now he's been asked to take on this job. It's a job that it is being alleged qualified for.
Bullshit.
Not qualified for. Yeah? But when you look at a number of former chief technical directors or head of FID. They were not qualified on the criterion of 12 years law enforcement experience that was first advertised for the job. Yeah? They were not skilled in forensic examinations.
Let me just say this, guys. So the very fact that Mr. Chung is a chartered accountant. Now anybody that knows about accounts and accounting, you know, I know a little thing. I majored in business and finance myself. See, when you're a chartered accountant, you do audits and other, you know, financial investigation. When you're an auditor, you're basically an investigator. You investigate, you know, financial documents and all of these things. So, does that not make Mr. Chung qualified for the job, my people? You know, Mr. Chung got his degrees he got his degrees in 1986 and 1987 respectively, I believe. I need to check that, but I believe somewhere around that time, before me born, this man has been working in the public sector. You see how long? All of my life, the man have been working in the public sector, working in the private sector as well. He also worked for Deering, Bunting, and Golding, owned by Peter Bunting and Mark Golding. He worked for them. Portia Simpson Miller employed him, you know, to get out the corruption out of the NSWMA, and he did a brilliant job there. So how does that not qualify him? And this role that he's going into, you know, my people, there's like 9 or 10 different divisions in that role. He's just the manager of the thing. That's what he's going there to do, to manage the whole operation. Saying, but there are other divisions that, you know, do IT, that do forensic stuff, that do other stuff there. He's just going to head up the whole thing and manage the thing. He's more than qualified. What is wrong with these people? The PNP had used this protest today to stage a political rally because they have no more conference. You know, and the election will be calling shortly. So they had used this opportunity today to stage a political rally. That's it. Dayton can be absolute disgrace, but I don't know who I am most disappointed in. See him there, so. Let me show him. Come on for a screen, look. See him there, so with the whole in mouth corner. Jai. And 3 bullfrog and 2 bullfrog and for Mark Golden. See? Peter Phillips. Absolute disgrace. I thought this guy was a patriot, you know. And I thought that Peter Phillips, you know, had a backbone. You know, I was starting to garner some semblance of respect for Peter Phillips. Peter Phillips have disappointed me today. No way Peter Phillips should have showed his face today at this rally. He should have stayed at home. Peter Phillips is an elder statesman that has known the struggles and have, you know, helped to put Jamaica down the road that it is on today. You know, Peter Phillips were there when the PNP ruined. I was there when the PNP ruined the economic sector. And we are still reeling from that today. And Jonas is trying to build that back and have built that back and have now stabilized that. And any right thinking PNP can tell you this. What the PNP is doing is wrong. They know that the Jamaica Labour Party did not choose this man, because the board that was set up to choose people like Mr. Chung was set up by both JLP and PNP. Mark Golding had to sign off for it. voted for Juliet Holness to be Deputy Speaker and Speaker later on. They voted for her. Just like Mark Golding and the PNP voted for the states of emergency and then bringing the government to court about said state of emergency. These people, they mean us no good. Here is Mark Golding and the PNP again playing hypocrites. The persons on the board that chose Mr. Chang was placed there by both Mark Golding and Andrew Holness, and Mark Golding knows this. Dayton Campbell knows this. There is no active investigation going on in the FID today as it relates to the Prime Minister. That investigation have concluded, and the Integrity Commission refused to certify the Prime Minister's document. So the Prime Minister is the one who took them to court. They are not the one who is taking the Prime Minister to court. The Prime Minister take them to court for them to tell us, all of us, why are you guys refusing to certify my statutory declaration? I have given to you all the documentation that you have asked for. And today, the PNP has no backbone. Peter Phillips has no backbone. You know, I expected better of Peter Phillips. But I guess leopards don't change their spots. You know, and all of these people going forward should be left out of any meaningful thing. And when we win the third term, we should not invite not one PNP to anything as it relates to the state of Jamaica. And I want the Jamaica to give I want the Jamaican people to give the Jamaica Labour Party a bigger mandate this time, so that we can move Jamaica from, you know, the king being the head of state to Jamaica becoming a republic without the PNP. See? Because if we give the Jamaica Labour Party a bigger mandate, the PNP has no talk. None whatsoever. We cannot fathom leading us. They have no integrity. They have no backbone. These people, they are not serious about leadership. I must do all that we can in Jamaica to keep these people away from the halls of power. See, the clip soon done with Cliff, so we just continue to listen to it. I want to get me to a thumbs up now, man. Hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen. Hit the thumbs up button, you know, and please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. After the clip, we'll go through the comments and we're going to open up the floor. See, so persons can call in the number. The number is in the chat and we can have a conversation, right?
Crimes. But that is now being used against Mr. Chung. There's been one ICT specialist who has led. Another leader of the FID was an accountant with a master's in accounting. There was another chartered accountant who led the FID and an attorney at law. So the argument about Mr. Chung not being qualified by virtue of no experience in law enforcement. These 4 persons, and I'm not calling the people's names, given the environment we are in, yeah, where some people want to destroy people's character, yeah, but an ICT specialist, an accountant with a master's in accounting, a chartered accountant, and revenue agent in the tax collection in the tax administration of Jamaica, and an attorney at law. And the other thing that I think would be very useful for all of us, what has happened to that forensic report?
We see that.
Commissioned by the Integrity Commission, who went overseas for a forensic examiner to scrutinize the Prime Minister's affairs. Why can't we have that report published? That report was done, and despite that report, the Integrity Commission was not satisfied. So they're now asking the FID. I think the PNP and others, including us, should be demanding that we get sight of that forensic report.
I
Yeah.
Jamaican people, we all have the right, and I believe that we should all write letters now to the Integrity Commission, asking them to publish this report. Every Jamaican, every well-thinking Jamaican have this right, and we must all now start writing letters. See? Send them to the Integrity Commission. We can email them. I believe they're on Twitter as well. They like for black people, I heard. So let's start writing them Jamaica and ask them, where is this report? We paid for it. It is our money that paid for it, $31 million, taxpayers' money. So we've paid for that report. We have a right to hear what is in that report. Who is the Integrity Commission to be withholding information from the public? That should be public knowledge. So we need to start asking for that, my people. We're going to read the comment them shortly, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. See?
Done by someone from overseas, no connections to the Prime Minister. What did they find? Why the Integrity Commission could not say, listener, the Prime Minister was wrong or was in breach and therefore should face charges or not? What did they find? Why the IC could not use that as a basis to indict the Prime Minister? We need to know. We need to know. And then the other point I wish to emphasize, we have the Office of the Services Commission, an independent organization that is there to make these critical appointments, not on the basis of your political credentials, according to the Pickersgill Committee, but on the basis of your competence and suitability for the job. And we must now overturn that decision of the Services Commission because it suits the interest of the People's National Party at this moment.
Nope.
That would be dangerous.
Yep.
Because you do it here, the next one you may have to do it, and then we can abandon
Yep.
the Services Commission and go back to another accreditation committee.
Yep.
Huh? It's time for the break. Your calls.
Boy,
Prime Minister, we love you.
boy, even Cliff, we are PNP, fed up of PNP. Even Cliff, who's a comrade, fed up of them. I mean, say man a comrade, The man never said that, but I mean, so I believe him to be a comrade. But anyway, I like Cliff. Cliff is one of us, and I like him very much. There's loads of PNP that I like very much, but the leadership of the PNP, they're not well-thinking Jamaicans. Let's put it that way. So let's read some of the comments, them guys. There's so wanna bear with me they do. See, in spot me to start from, All right, let's start a girly, Georgia. Labor right, don't fall for the PNP trap. You hear Dayton Campbell this morning flipping the script. Yes, we heard him this morning. Him is a big old bugaboo. See? Navlet E say I can't understand how Dayton Campbell is the same person who stands and speak the way he did. Every word he said can point back to the hypocrisy and agenda of the PNP. Of course. Mrs. Dawes say, I go see if Jamaican people are go sit down and listen to them shit, where I come out of the PNC or the People's National Criminal Organization mouth and still vote for them. Kiss me teeth. Him tongue should have twist up in him mouth. Choose Jamaica, Alvin say, and we are going to choose Jamaican people, one and two we were not really educated, we are going to vote PNP, but if you educate yourself And if you read and read with understanding and you understand the facts, you will never be a PNP. Nobody that reads with understanding can claim to be a member of the People's National Criminal Organization. Diana Patterson said, good day, Dujan. Big up yourself, Diana. Kimberly Holmes said, good evening, family. What is the road less traveled? They bus in people and made sure to buy them food. Okay, then busing people, you know. People they love them belly though. It's typical PNP behavior. Girly Georgia say pure old for true. I remember when I say a pure old people did that for true. Kevin Morris say they love dunce. They love poor. Why we can't break free from this? They never care about us. It is all about them. Self, yeah, them wicked people, leave them alone, and them politics cause it now benefit we. Them kind of talking I mean subscribe to, you know, Kevin. You know, there is two political party in a Jamaica, and whether you wish to acknowledge it or not, politics affect all our day-to-day life. Every single one of we. And this is what the Jamaican people they don't understand. All I want to see a vote. It was alright, fair enough, you don't vote, you don't see nothing for vote for. Then you're not supposed to complain about nothing then. See? Because when PNP didn't have power, PNP never do nothing. And Jamaica vote them in overwhelmingly every time. And then they still not do nothing. Jamaica Labour Party is not like them. Every single time Jamaica Labour Party come in power, they build this nation. Build the nation. See? Every single time. And then the PNP come back and wreck it. No matter what them a do, them still now win. JLP government, okay, me read that already. Cinderella what say, good day, Dujan, me here. What we PM say last night, and me agree with him. 1 billion %, gazillion %, 100 billion. I don't know how that. Them number they far exceed my vocabulary. Anyway, see, these PNP people think they rule our own way. Jamaicans, we no fool no more. Them could have ball blood, exactly. You know, good evening, Dujan Juliet Clark, big up yourself. People say, Dujan, it makes me wonder how it is Peter Phillips can't attend Parliament because he is sick, and there is seat there for him to sit, but he can stand in hot sun and rain. Them are hypocrite, you know, and wicked, like the people them continue to say. No, Dujan JLP have nothing to do with the selection. It's the Services Commission. So we are talking based on what the PNP are saying, you know. The PNP say a JLP choose him. So we say a JLP choose him. So what? If a JLP choose him, and them choose everybody else. So why they want to choose everybody else and we can't choose one somebody? Then kiss we ass and salute with jazz. Responsible them. The next PNP protest we will see Michael, man. He never got dig up the boss. True, they will give up, you know. That's true, my dear. All young people go out and vote. Yes, we are imploring all young persons to go out and vote for the betterment of this nation. The old people, they not cease we go out to vote. You know, old people, they not go out to vote because they want them $2,500. See? They want them Alaska mackerel and rice from Miss Liquor. See? Big up to John. How did things go today? One JLP for life. Am I big up yourself? Am I good night to John? And just say all hypocrite PNP could have ball blood. I lose same. Alright, we'll skip out so I can wait. We can't read all of them. See? I will start back from this one. Angie, big up yourself, Angie. And the road less travel say I work that side on a Monday. I saw the buses, but also where I was working, one of their reps came to the place close by to pick up food. Okay, cool. No worries, it's getting closer to 63 seats for the JLP for sure. So JLP own Jamaica, you're biased. You are one devil advocate. Okay, they love Carl. You know, I see you. You know, the PNP have reigned over this country for 19 years and I don't know if you did that sleep for the 19 years there. They love call. Cause it seems as if a lot of Jamaicans was sleeping for that 19 years. So them not see all of the damage where PNP then cause. You know, I wanna just used to fi broke life and poor life and finna have nothing. So wanna get used to that and don't wanna have nothing. That a food business. But I want to have things. My friend they want to have things. Me and my friend them I would pick they want to have things. I will not going back to PNP. PNP a sufferation government. We need no sufferation government with them. See? Maureen Thomas say hi. Big up yourself, Maureen Thomas. The Rise United need an island for themselves. Juliet Clark say. I believe so too, Juliet. So guys, moderator, drop in a phone number. Anybody who want call in the program this evening. And we chop it up. If you don't have nothing to say about Peter Phillips, you know, showing his butters face today, but he can't come to parliament. Come sit down, we don't know why. He might collect how much $1 million a year though. See? But he can't come to parliament, come sit down, but he find time to come make mischief with the rest of PNP them. I will me see else. I think me see look how ugly man the name again. Omar Davis. I think me swear me see Omar Davis somewhere today. Man ugly. You need to give back the money when you make Mark Golden and Peter Bunting thief in a Finzac. Mervis, big up yourself. Mervis said them used to the begging. Yeah, we don't want them begging in our society. We want people to go look work, you know, and put on the begging. Now guys, so add the number, save it to your phone, and call me on WhatsApp. Right? I believe me if I have one more clip, you know. Let me see if I find it. Hold on. Let me see if I find it. Give me a second. Let me lose it, guys. Hold on. I thought the Cliff Hughes one. History. Oh, me I look for the JLP press conference. I never did find it. With thingy them today. Marlon Morgan them.
Of the governing Jamaica Labour Party. I'm Senator Abka Fitz-Henley. My right is Senator Marlon Morgan, a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force. We call this media conference to address matters concerning governance, in particular, the appointment of Mr. Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigation FID, which has been resisted.
So we're going to listen to a little bit of the press conference from the Labour Party today. And, you know, if nobody not calling, we're going to end it live probably in the next 15 minutes. See? So Glenville said no for the comrades did use to drink sugar and bulla go to them bed. That's true that, you know. I am from a comrade household, you know. My mother was a comrade. And I remember when I was younger, I used to eat peg bread. You know, I have a thing called peg bread. I don't know if the thing that's still there in Jamaica. You know, we used to buy a one place called the place that a Vandel name again. A little bakery shop out of Vandel, a Savlamar. I forgot what you call now. We used to buy peg bread there, so we used to drink sugar and water, brown sugar and water, we call it beverage. You see me? So remember then look at time them man. You know. And then when I went to my labor right father yard, I could have named oxtail or chicken on Sunday to meat. Lord. Whoa. Anyways, you know, read two comment. And then, you know, I want to live in a safe Jamaica, and so far this is the most tough on crime I see at Jamaica PM. Exactly. It's either you meet You judge or you meet your maker. You have to make up your mind. Good evening, everyone. Anisha Edward, big up yourself, Anisha. And Simone Campbell said, me not expect nothing better from Peter Phillips. From him campaign for Andrew House. Me know say him bad mind too. And you know, so the house of Peter Phillips living a. The house of Peter Phillips living a. I don't know if you never hear. I forgot what the lady call again, where did write the book. Pan Finzak. I forgot what the lady they call. You know? Him and his wife move out the lady out of her house. Pac-Man. Yes, Juliet Clark. Pac-Man. Them used to call it. I remember Pac-Man back in the day. You know, you could used to can get hot peg bread there. You know, I used to eat peg bread with I used to go to shop and buy, you know, the bag sausage. We could get either normal one or pepper one. I used to name them raw with bread and drink like a beverage. Say, man know about rough life, you know what I don't know. PNP give you fish. Them don't teach you to fish. That's PNP. Yeah, man. Bertie say, you la grey breaker, DUJON. Yes. You know. And okay, you're from Western Jamaica, Juliet. You know, so I want to hear from some of the people them from the constituency they do. I wish you would call in the show, Juliet. Save my number and call in the show. You know, I want to hear from Eastern people them as well. If anybody there Eastern, you know, save the number in the chat, scroll up where you find it, save it to your phone, and then go in your WhatsApp and call the number. See?
Listed by the opposition PNP. The Jamaica Labour Party condemns as vulgar and inappropriate the action taken by the PNP in the vicinity of Hero Circle this morning in relation to the appointment of Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the FID. Let's examine some facts. Dennis Chung was appointed as Chief Technical Director of the FID following a process which was coordinated by the Public Services Commission, the PSC, which involved advertisement.
Ever heard this sound when scrolling? Or this? Or this? And wondered where you
Interviews.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, you're listening to Senator Fitzhenley and Marlon Morgan, by the way, guys. See?
And selection. The PSC was established.
Diana Patty says, DUJON, what is your father's name? My father, the name Mr. Daz, them call him Mr. Daz. He used to be, you know, the chief executive officer at the parish council. You know, his office was behind the Savlamar fire station at the old parish council building. You know, them call him Nell, them call him Big Man, and them call him Mr. Daz. See, that was my Papa Bear. You know, made me the man I am today. See? I don't know if you know him, Diana.
Many decades ago, in order to ensure independent superintendence and coordination of appointments to the public sector. The protest organized by the PNP today is to be condemned by all well-thinking Jamaicans, as it is tantamount to an inappropriate and vulgar attack on the PSC and an out-of-order challenge to due process. That's the position of the Jamaica Labour Party. Issues have been put into the public domain concerning comments made by Mr. Chung on matters when he was a public commentator. Our view is, to the best of our knowledge, Mr. Chung has not made any comment which should compel the administration to acquiesce to calls by the PNP for it to make the unusual and improper intervention of interfering with a meritorious process coordinated by the PSC. The government of Jamaica, the government of the Jamaica Labour Party, will not be bullied.
No, Daniel Dawes was my uncle, my father, little brother. You know, so, you know, my entire family down there in Westmoreland, you know, serve the public. Diana, they're all public service workers. You know, my father was the eldest, I believe, of 12 children. And all of my father, brother, and sister them, serve the public down there in Westmoreland. A lot of them are at retirement age now. My father would have been at retirement age now, and the manager of Scotia Bank, Savlamar, my uncle as well. My father, little brother, that as well.
Act inappropriately and to intervene in an established process. We welcome the view of the private sector organization of Jamaica that Mr. Chung is a suitable candidate for the post. In fact, the words "a great selection" were used. Well-known attorney at law and public affairs commentator, Mr. Gordon Robinson, is right when he opined that Dennis Chung is as qualified to be FID Chief Technical Director as anybody else. The suggestion that Mr. Chung lacks the qualification for the post lacks merit. It must be noted, and I have not heard this in the media, but it must be noted that at least 5 individuals who have served either in a permanent capacity or acting in the top job at the FID have not had direct law enforcement qualifications. In fact, the turnaround the National Solid Waste Management Agency, his record of service in the area of finance across several private sector boards and entities, including the Bank of Jamaica, speak for themselves. We again reiterate that the Jamaica Labour Party administration we condemn the attack on the appointment made following a process carried out by the PSC and will not be strong-armed into an inappropriate move. The PNP, by virtue of their public utterance and actions taken in the vicinity of National Hero Circle this morning, is conducting itself in a reckless and dangerous manner in respect of this matter. I now turn over to Senator Morgan for some comments.
Thank you, Senator Fitzhenley. Good morning, members of the media. Good morning, Jamaicans all. Through well-thought-out policies, legislation, and appropriate provision of resources, the Andrew Holness-led Jamaica Labour Party government is leading Jamaica into a brighter, safer, and more prosperous future. The PNP is exploiting cynicism and indeed ignorance on the part of some of its supporters in particular to find the progress being made by the government in improving the quality of life of the Jamaican people. While the PNP will try, the Jamaica Labour Party will not stand idly by and allow them to distract the Jamaican people from the undeniable and incontrovertible achievements of the government in service to you, the people of Jamaica. The days of fomenting division and instability through unwarranted and desperate politically contrived actions, including unwarranted protests, are over. The government is delivering for the people of Jamaica and will continue to do so, whether in easing their cost of living burden, creating jobs, increasing support to the most vulnerable among us, reducing crime, reducing poverty, increasing the minimum wage, and improving the overall delivery of public services. Our Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party leader, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, issued a charge to Labourites and indeed all right-thinking Jamaicans last evening in addressing a meeting in West Central St. James. He has urged us to protest, and this protest is not destructive in nature. The protest to which the Prime Minister and our party leader has called us is a protest to respond to and push back against the PNP's falsehoods, envy, and deceit. What the PNP is calling on the government to do is something that is wrong. It would be highly improper and irregular for the government to interfere or otherwise unduly insert itself into a process that is the sole prerogative of the Public Service Commission, should, quote, take sleep and mark death, end quote. As the opposition PNP is basically indicating to us, they are telegraphing to us what they would do and how they would operate were they to form the government in this country.
I mean, say Peter Phillips, KD Knight, and one other man the other day upon a political platform, and one have Zimmer frame and one have walking stick. So there's no surprise here that they managed to get out my man the Omar Davis, Peter Phillips, I believe I saw Paul Burke. I can't remember. I see somebody else. I can't remember who. One bag of old people. And these are the same people who is trying to gain back political power today. The PNP need fresh ideas, my people. They need fresh young people. You know, and if you look in at the party, the persons in the party that are young, they are not educated enough to lead this country. People like Damon Crawford, big dunce. People like a little girl who named Deniska, big dunce. You know, people like Andre Harton, big dopey but that. See? People like, who else? Paul Patmore, Piss Patmore, big old dopey but that. You know, so the PNP needs a refresh, it need an overhaul. And we need to get Andrew Holness at least 19 more years in a government. So the PNP can rebuild in that time. You know, we are give them the space. We are give them 19 years in our opposition. And we build the country while them build back them party. See, they need some leaders of today, not leaders of yesteryear, my people. See?
Their administration would be amenable to, apparently, breach long-standing and well-established systems and procedures governing the appointment of senior executives in the government service. There is no proper, sound, or lawful ground or basis on which the Public Service Commission's appointment of Mr. Dennis Strong is to be rescinded. The Jamaica Labour Party is pushing back against the PNP and its destructive tendencies in the most strident, assertive, and vociferous manner. While the PNP misleads its supporters, we in the Jamaica Labour Party are committed to accurately informing and empowering our supporters. We encourage them to read widely, research things for themselves, and utilize the tools and the technology.
Yes, Jamaicans, we are in an information age. Anything you want to know, just type in Google. You know, if you see WhatsApp, you know, if you type things in a WhatsApp, you know, WhatsApp will come back and tell you something. See? So, we're in an information age. Everything is at your fingertip. Anything we don't know, just ask your phone. Your phone will tell you. See? And if you don't believe it, you can corroborate it somewhere else. Go in at the National Library of Jamaica archives. It's there online as well. You can find things. Observer archive. The same Gleaner we use, clean with body archive. You know, Gleaner is nothing but a piece of shit. You know, and all they do is back the PNP. The Gleaner is in the back pocket of Mark Golden. You know, and we are having a Gleaner blackout day on the 6th of this month, my people. You know, nobody should be. We want people to unfollow the Gleaner, and we don't want support none of their entities, none of their channels. We don't want support. You know, we want them to go away. They're not patriots, and they come to destroy this country along with Mark Golden and the PNP, my people. See?
We all have at our fingertips to empower themselves. It is within this context and against this backdrop that the Jamaica Labour Party rejects and denounces in the strongest terms today's unwarranted and politically contrived protest being staged by the opposition PNP.
Over 40% of adults have high cholesterol. Human adults.
The PNP claims to be standing up for good governance when they themselves are the architects and proponents of bad governance. They claim to be rescuing Jamaica from corruption, when in fact, they are the architects and masters of corruption in this country. In fact, many regard the PNP as the most corrupt political party in the Caribbean.
That is also on Google, guys. You just Google PNP and put corruption beside it and see what come up. Plenty of things, people.
As an example of the PNP's glaring, it was headed by the PNP's former chairman, Mr. Robert Bobby Pickersgill. And it was Gladstone Mills in a profound lecture some years ago who indicated that the Pickersgill Committee of Political Purity had the task of screening candidates to ensure that appointees under a PNP administration were of impeccable political purity. Gladstone Mills wrote, and I quote, Minister D.K. Duncan of the new Ministry of National Mobilization expressed the position without equivocation in relation to civil servants in that organization when he stated in Parliament, and Gladstone Mills is quoting then Minister D.K. Duncan as having said the following in the Parliament of Jamaica. In a Ministry of National Mobilization, in a socialist government, it is very difficult to employ somebody who is not a socialist. I make no apology. Every single...
And that is what we're facing today. Mr. Chung is not a socialist, and therefore, because he's not a socialist like Daniel Archer, because he's not a socialist like, what did I say girl name again from Jump? I forgot what she name again. And because he's not a socialist like the leader of JFJ, and he's not a socialist like, you know, Seymour Panton, Kevin Stevens, and the rest. So, therefore, he's not qualified for that job. That is what the PNP, or that is the basis of what the PNP is telling us. Because Mr. Chung is not a socialist, he's a capitalist. You know, he's not qualified to be in that position because they want to put a socialist there. So whenever they need information to bring down the Prime Minister, see him like how Kevin Stevens, Seymour Panton, Greg Christie, and the new you named O'Keefe Lawrence was giving Dayton Campbell, Peter Bunting, and Mark Golding information. Remember, Mark Golding came on a platform, you know, days before the Integrity Commission and said there will be a report. 6 parliamentarian is being investigated for illicit enrichment. How did Mark Golding know that? It had to be one of those persons who told Mark Golding beforehand or told Dayton Campbell beforehand, and Mark Golding came and said it prematurely, you know. So, you know, they know already, so they can't just Mark Golding for say anything for keep him out because Mark Golding up on the spectrum, people. See, Mark Golding and one of them look repeating the way. You can't tell them nothing. They might come blurt it out. And that is what Mark Golding has been doing. Every time they tell him something, he can't hold it. See, but it is too late now to remove him this far in a political process. So then just have to leave him there to lose and done. The people. We'll listen probably about our next 5 minutes of this. And then we're going to end the show, people. Because nobody not call in. See? So we're going to end the show after 5 minutes.
Single employee in the Ministry of National Mobilization, his credentials as a democratic socialist are clear and pure. It has not escaped notice, ladies and gentlemen, and it is extremely ironic that the very location that the PNP is attending upon this morning is itself served Jamaica with distinction over the years, whether it is in the private sector or in the public sector. By way of its protest, the PNP, at the expense of stability in the country and the people's good name and reputation, is simply seeking to energize its base and boost support for its historically corrupt party as it limps toward the impending general elections. In a most vulgar, desperate, and despicable manner, the opposition, PNP, is using this protest to mislead its base and deceive other members of the public through reckless and irresponsibly engineered, contrived, and manufactured rage on the basis of a crisis that does not exist.
Exactly.
It is as clear as day. Even the blind can see through the PNP. They are operating as though they own Jamaica. They are operating as though they hold a title to Jamaica. Now, the question that must be asked of the PNP on a day like today is, who died and willed Jamaica to you in the PNP? Who died and transferred a title to Jamaica to you as members and supporters of the PNP? Instead of uplifting people and presenting uplifting messages and ideas, the PNP seeks to foment division, destruction. For example, its General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, indicated to PNP support that when people go low, he goes lower. That is what he's inviting his party supporters to do. Engage in going lower rather than correcting them and imploring them to be their best.
There and daily say, pussy we must hold you. Well, one hold me. So I can make a strain out of one. You know, I want to hold me. I just want to touch me first, you know. I go to family body. That me want. So I make certain I have no federal money put on.
Selves. Parliamentary opposition. What kind of message is that? What kind of example is the PNP setting for our children and our young people looking on? Jamaica is not a banana republic. The PNP should be condemned and denounced by all law-abiding, well-thinking, and well-intentioned Jamaicans. Again, the PNP is called for the government to rescind the appointment of Mr. Dennis Chung to serve as Chief Technical Director at the Financial Investigations Division is really a vulgar, brazen, and repugnant indication of how they would operate if they were serving as government. They would simply rescind appointments made by the Public Service Commission to senior executive posts in the civil service. The Dennis Chung appointment is not the only example of action on the part of the PNP to...
Yes, may I take a break from TikTok, Wopal. You know, I'll be back soon, you know. I may build up my platform over here so too. See? So, I don't know, probably next week sometime, you guys will see me back on TikTok. See? So, stay tuned. I am still posting my liquor videos on there. I'm just not doing any lives right now. You know, with the live over YouTube for right now. So you soon see me Wopal.
Tear down hardworking, decent, and professional Jamaicans.
Oh, it's
The
Elaine.
PNP, ladies and gentlemen, has a sordid and reprehensible track record of tearing down and besmirching the reputation of other distinguished public servants here in Jamaica. Among them,
Am I a cake? Am I a pineapple? On a phone screen, I might as well be a tennis ball.
our former police commissioner, Major General retired Anthony Anderson, Director of Public Prosecutions, Ms. Paula Llewellyn, Senior Superintendent of Police, Mr. Dennis Brooks, and Chief Executive Officer at the Firearm Licensing Authority, Mr. Shane Darling.
Big up yourself, Opa.
The PNP simply has more nerve, in our view, than a bad tooth. Why?
We not have to hold no long argument with them, you know, Cinderella what. Me just want one of them touch me so me can see a self-defense. That me want. You see me? Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're going to end the show right so. You know, I'm kind of tired. It's now 1 a.m. where I'm at. You know. I don't believe I'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. I'm tired. But you guys will definitely see me in the evening. See? So big up everybody that gave me a thumbs up today or so far tonight. You know. Everybody that followed me today. Big up yourself. See? And big up Rowan. Big up Passion Paradise. I big up yourself. And big up to my beautiful fiance who have been moderating. Big up yourself, baby. See? Yeah, man. Me soon tomorrow evening. So I'm just stay tuned till then. You know? And remember the teaching of the great Andrew Holness. Don't make no PNP, you know. Make no besmudge no character out there. See? So big up on yourself. Show our labor rights.